Okay, let me welcome three guests to the table to kind of tackle all of what we've set up here so far. First is Stephen Bradley. Welcome back to the show. Director of African American Studies at St. Louis University for that kind of, you're going to give us that outside looking in perspective from just a couple hours away. Longtime involved Mizzou alum, former president of the Mizzou Alumni Association, Dudley McCarter. Thanks, Dudley, for being here.
Bill McClellan does that, so I thought I could do it.
We're going to get you an autograph before you leave the building, I promise. And then Koran Addo, reporter, St. Louis Post-Dispatch, covers higher education and really have been covering extensively the goings-on at Mizzou. So maybe just first, because we were talking, you also covered things in Ferguson. So I know this story at Mizzou is larger than the protest, but it was interesting to me, having covered Ferguson and then covered for KSTK the events at Columbia. I felt like Mizzou was much less tense overall, but then the reaction from people outside seemed to be just as intense, if not more so. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, certainly the situation in Mizzou was a lot less tense than it was in Ferguson. As far as people's reactions, I just think it has to do with the love people have for Mizzou, and it's an institution that's very important to the state, and people see it as being wounded. And I guess, from walking around campus and talking to students, that's the real sticking point for them, because, it's like, well, we spoke out, and so now the university is wounded, it's lesser, and there's this attitude that, okay, so you talk about, if we talk about racism or if we talk about inequality, we're being divisive. Well, no, racism is divisive. Inequality is divisive, not just talking about it. So it's like we spoke up, and now people don't like the university anymore. So yeah, it's very tense on both sides.